If you haven't seen apple crisps, well, they're basically my kryptonite. I've been making these for a few years now, and my abuela used to make them for me when I was little. My mum would also make them occasionally, and now that I'm older, I make huge batches every single year, just enough to last all winter up until the autumn when I'll have new apples to make more. Making them is very simple, but it's time consuming, especially if you do it by hand. Because I do this so regularly, I bought myself an apple peeler a while ago, and this removes the skin, it slices it evenly and cores them, and it saves me days worth of work and ensures that every single slice is the same width, which makes it a lot easier to dehydrate them evenly. If the slices aren't the same width, then what ends up happening is you have to re-dehydrate some quite a few times, or worse, you miss a piece which is still a little too damp, then it gets stored away with the rest, and then it can turn the whole batch bad. I've had this happen once, and that was the thing that made me decide, that's it, that's enough, I'm getting a proper apple peeler. Because if you're going to be spending this much time to dehydrate a load of apples, you just want to eliminate any mistakes as much as you can. With that being said, if dehydrated apples isn't something you eat much, then it's probably not worth it for you and you can just use a normal apple peeler. When I'm about to make a batch of these, what I'll normally do is make sure that I have an entire bag worth of apples ready to go, and then I will start peeling them. Like I said, this makes the whole process a lot faster, but if I try and have a bit of a conveyor belt system going on, where I peel a load of apples, pile them up on the plate, cut them up and lay them out on the tray, this makes the whole process a lot faster. If I find anything on the apples which looks brown or dirtied, or if I think maybe a bird got to them and I didn't notice when I originally put them on the peeler, I'll cut that off, save the rest of the apple. But if I have any doubts about any part of the apple and I think, that doesn't look good, I get rid of it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it getting dehydrated and possibly ruining the entire batch. If there's any doubt, it's gone. Once they're all laid out on the tray and the entire dehydrator's full, then what I'll normally do is I'll put it on the fruit setting, and then it will dehydrate for between 6 to 8 hours. I'll put it on 6 hours if I want it to be a little more chewy, and then 8 hours if I want this to be really dehydrated. Once they're dried, what I'll do is I'll put them in some old sandwich bags that I saved. Because I have to buy gluten-free bread, what I'll normally do is I'll save these bags and then use them for storing the dehydrated apples. I'll put in some silica gel sachets in there just in case there's any moisture left. Then I'll just put a little clip on the top and save them up either in the cupboard or in the food cupboard, anywhere where the temperature is going to be regular and where it's not going to be exposed to light. Of course, you could just eat them like this. They are very Moorish. You are going to end up going through quite a few of them if it's the kind of thing that you like. But another thing that you can do is you can add them to fruit salad. You can rip them up and add them to porridge first thing in the morning. Or one thing that I really like to do is I like to dip them in dark chocolate and then dip that in coconut and wait for that to cool and eat it like that. And if that's the kind of thing you like, well, you're going to be eating a lot of these because they're delicious. And as usual, if you like my videos and want to see more content, feel free to follow me on the mailing list. Do not subscribe to me on YouTube. That way you get everything sent directly to your email, and I'll have a new video for you soon.